Good morning, everyone. It's Pastor Jeff, and welcome back to Glimpses of Glory and our ongoing interactive study titled Knowing God's Will. For the purpose of this study, we have been defining God's will as His plan for our lives as it is revealed in His Word. We've been using the fill-in-the-blank question up to this point that says God wants us to blank Him, and we have been going through the alphabet. We're nearly done, but today we're up to the letter W. There were numerous great responses. And again, let me thank you for taking part and interacting with us. But the response that we're going to focus on today is that God wants us to worship Him. I want to introduce you today to a principle of Bible study that is called the law of first occurrence. And if you want to get right down to the basics of what the Bible means when it introduces us to a concept, go to the first time that word appears for the purpose of this study today, the word worship. Go to the first place in the Bible the word worship appears, and there you will find the clearest understanding of what that it means. All right? The first place the word worship appears is in Genesis 22 in verse 3 in the story of Abraham offering his son Isaac as a sacrifice unto the Lord. And Abraham defined that act as an act of worship. Billy Fields, a great Baptist preacher, wrote and recorded a song a few years back titled, "When I Lay My Isaac Down." And in that song, there was a lyric that said, it wasn't Isaac that God wanted. It was Abraham. It was a willingness on Abraham's part to give his very best. The story of Abraham and Isaac there begins with God saying to Abraham, "Take now thy son, thine only son, whom thou lovest, and offer him as a sacrifice to me." Well, you know that at that point that Abraham had two sons, Isaac and Ishmael. So I can almost hear Abraham saying, "Which one, God?" And God replying, "Oh, you know which one." You see, God always calls for our very best. He will accept no less. And when we offer Him our very best, the Bible calls that worship. And God wants us to worship Him. All right. That's our devotion for today. On to the letter Y. God wants us to blank Him, and your response has to begin with the letter Y. Looking forward to hearing from you. See you tomorrow morning on Glimpses of Glory.